Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Nintendo Campfire podcast. We've actually got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Super excited to jump into that with you guys. So let's just start with what have I slash we been playing this week. So as I've been talking about for the last few episodes, I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I'm happy to report that I finally have 3 stars as my island rating. So I was able to get KK Slider to come and perform at my island, and I'm finally now able to terraform. So I was waiting to start a lot of my bigger island projects until I had that, and I'm super happy that I'm able to do that now, but it's a lot of work, so I'm trying to do like one aspect of the island per day. So I've got stuff I want to do with the beaches, the farm, like my house's yard and all of that. So I have to start with like filling in gaps around the island and the cliffs and waterfalls. Then I've got to chop all the trees down and put them in the areas I want, plant all the flowers, so it's going to take a while, but I am still excited to do a little bit each day, and I can't wait to have my island in like my dream condition because this is definitely the most effort I've ever put into an Animal Crossing island. But yeah, I've been playing that. My girlfriend has been playing that alongside me. It was Festivale this week on the 16th of February, and that was my first time ever seeing that event in game, and that was honestly a lot of fun. Got to catch the feathers that were floating around, talk to Pave, who was pretty crazy. I got a few good recipes and items for Festivale, so I have like the confetti cannon. I got the Festivale lamp and umbrella. My girlfriend got a few different items, so that was fun. Other than that, just doing my thing in Animal Crossing, getting ready to have the villagers I want move in, but it's really hard for me to get the ones I don't really want there forever to move out. Like right now, I'm working on getting Clyde to move out, who's like this little yellow horse. He's actually really sweet, so it's really hard to like report him to Isabel because the only two options you have for reporting an issue with a villager are the way they speak or their clothes. Both feel like bullying, so that has been tough, but we're getting there. I'll update you guys as I progress in Animal Crossing. After Animal Crossing, I've been playing a lot of Mario Tennis Fever, and it's been a lot of fun. So I actually finished this morning, as of recording, the adventure mode, and a lot of people said that that was like the weakest spot for the game. Like it was too repetitive and slow paced, and a lot of talking and walking for no reason, which I'll say is true. But it's weird. There's almost like two halves to the adventure mode. There's the academy where you do a lot of talking and repetitive action, and as fun as it is, it's a little slow paced. Like I remember telling my girlfriend at first, I was like, it's not the most fun part, but it's cute and I do enjoy it. The academy is like the tutorial, and then it randomly switches and you actually go on an adventure and you go to this island in the opening scene of the game in adventure mode, and some stuff happens, and the cast of characters get turned into babies. So you return there, but this time you get to fight a bunch of different bosses, which are actually really cool and unique. And Baby Wario and Waluigi are like literally terrorists. They're setting things on fire, and you have to put the fire out. That part of the adventure mode was really fun and I really enjoyed that. It was very enjoyable, and I didn't see enough people mention that in their previews and reviews of the game. So adventure mode starts slow. The academy part is not the best in terms of pacing, but it's still fun. For me, it kind of reminded me of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I was a Mario and Luigi kid, and being able to play as Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, and you're doing at one point, Baby Luigi joins you, and you have to do various different tests to work on your duos tennis, and that reminds me a lot of playing a Mario and Luigi game. So that was fun, and visually, the game looks great, especially in the cutscenes. And a lot of people are saying online that this game, the reviewers had it wrong, and I agree. This is one of the best Mario sports games, and it's been a blast to play, and there's a ton of content. Like, I think the people that were reviewing the game just didn't understand just how deep it goes. Like, there's trial towers, there's special courses, there's the adventure mode, there are tournaments, there's after you beat the trial towers, you get like 100 different trials that are like individual, kind of like in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, the challenges. So there's a lot here. There's a ton of playable characters, and the Fever Racket, like the core gameplay gimmick, is so fun. I love the Fever Rackets. Like, I just use the banana racket, and you can hit somebody's fever shot back. So even if they try to like throw a banana shot at you, if you hit it back and they aren't able to hit it back to you again, the bananas fall on their side. So it's really, really, really fun. They add such a new challenging element, and like nothing, no two rounds are ever the same. So fever rackets are amazing. I've had a few really heated online games, and I'm excited to play this game more with friends and family. I kind of agree with the people that are saying like this is one of the best Switch 2 exclusive games. So if you're playing Fever, let me know what you think of it. I love it so far. Now, there's a few oddball things I've been playing this week. I played Fortnite on the Switch 2. I forgot to mention this a few weeks ago. That's a game I don't play a lot, but I play it from time to time with my friends. So I'm a big Cowboy Bebop fan. When that collab came out, I don't even know when that was. Over the summer, maybe in the fall. I got back on Fortnite and played for a little bit, and I literally have not played since then. I haven't regularly played this game since like 2018, but I will say it's always a good time when I play with my friends. That's a game a lot of my friends like in the real world play, so I do dabble in Fortnite from time to time. And when they added that no build mode, the game immediately became a lot better because I feel like if you're not someone that plays Fortnite a lot, you cannot compete with the people that are able to build a skyscraper in 3 seconds. Zero build, no build, whatever you want to call it, really makes it a lot more fun for someone like me who I can build, but not like that. Like if I played more regularly, if I devoted my life to Fortnite, I could compete with some of these architects, but no build is where it's at for me. And the game runs great on Switch 2. I have no issues. It runs amazing in a handheld. I played it in bed, had a few really close rounds, and I've always loved sniping, especially in Fortnite. I don't know why. But with the Switch 2, you get the motion controls, and that really helps you line up headshots. So I honestly feel like you're at an advantage if you're playing on the Switch 2. I did try the mouse controls when the Switch 2 first came out, but I'm a sucker for motion controls, so I prefer to stick with that. But yes, I played some Fortnite. That was really fun. I played it recently, like within the last few days and a few weeks ago with my little sister. It's crazy. There's a bunch of different collabs all the time. It's never the same game. After you've taken like a couple months long break, you're gonna come back and there could be Adventure Time, there could be K-pop Demon Hunters, Family Guy. There's always something different, but it's always fun. I've also been playing Roblox, believe it or not, which isn't a game I play a lot, but throughout my life, I've come back and forth to it. So we have my girlfriend's little sister here with us this week, and she likes to play Roblox. Specifically, we've been playing Flee the Facility, which is really fun. It's kind of like, I don't know, Monster Tag, maybe. You have a few people that are trying to flee the facility, and then you have a beast who is attacking you. And as the fleers, you can free each other if the beast captures you, but you can't just flee the facility. You have to hack multiple computers first. So it's actually pretty intense. It's really been a fun time. And with like our phones and our two computers here, we've been able to play together, and that's been a lot of fun. One last thing for the what I've been playing section. I've gotten a lot further in Metroid Prime 4. I'm now at the Flare Pool, which I've loved so far. I've really gotten to play around with Viola, and that's been awesome. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the amiibo to get Viola to play music when you're riding around the desert, which is the whole reason why I bought it. I guess that this Viola amiibo is mainly used for unlocking skins and giving Viola a boost, like the boost that makes you move faster recharges quicker. I think using the other Metroid amiibo, like the Smash Bros. One or the Dread ones, is what allows you to get like the Metroid radio. So I'll have to tinker around with that some more. The amiibo costumes for Viola are really cool so far. And I think a lot of people hate the desert. I don't hate it yet. I'm having a lot of fun driving around visually. beautiful game, looks like you're playing a movie, and I still like Miles McKenzie. I don't hate him yet. I don't think I will. I think that guy deserves some justice. He was slandered for no reason. He's just a helpful NPC with a funny voice. He kind of sounds and looks like McLovin from Superbad, so maybe that's why people don't like him. Personally, I like him a lot. And that's really it for what I've been playing. Now let's jump into the news. So this was another randomly news heavy week, which is good because we've had some weeks where we don't have a lot to talk about, and some like this one where there's a bunch. So lots of Pokemon Pokopia interviews have dropped. Um, Main big news that we didn't know about last week, there's going to be a cloud server mode, and it's basically going to function like a Minecraft realm. So in Pokopia, you can have a cloud server where you and your friends can play, but you don't need someone to be online hosting the whole time. You can hop on, hop off as you wish, and that is awesome. Didn't expect they would add something like that, but I love that they did because if you play Minecraft a lot, if you have like a yearly couple of months where you play it, you know that a realm makes things so much easier because everyone's on a different schedule. It's really nice to not have to have somebody online hosting. So that's totally an amazing feature. Didn't see it coming. Really glad it's there. A couple of updates I wanted to throw in because these are bigger third-party games people have talked about a lot. Assassin's Creed Shadows. So when that game launched on Switch 2, I'm pretty sure everyone thought it was like a totally fine port. It was definitely noticeably like muddied, dumbed down from like PS5 version. Well, they updated it and now it's basically almost on par with the PS5 version. So there's been changes to like the reflections on the water, so now that looks really good. I think they smoothed the game out overall. You really can't see any more noticeable difference between two screenshots. At least I don't think so. So I think that's awesome for people who got that game. It goes on sale a lot. Maybe something to pick up one day if that price continues to drop. Skyrim Switch 2 Edition, which was notoriously bad. They did a bad job making this port. Skyrim comes to everything. It's on fridges, microwaves. Of course, it was going to come to the Switch 2. They just did a terrible job with that port. The file size was way unnecessarily large. For some reason, it couldn't run at 60 FPS. Well, now they've patched in a 60 FPS mode. Unfortunately, you either have to choose performance, which will give you 60 FPS, or visuals. There's two modes. Hopefully, they continue to update this. I think they are responding to people saying, you guys did a bad job developing this game. By adding this, I would hope that they would continue to work on it and eventually make it so that you don't need to be in a specific mode for 60 FPS because there's really no reason. This game is like 15 years old at this point. They could have done a better job, but I am happy that they've updated it at all, so that's good. Another bigger piece of news, which is really exciting because we've talked about this before, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition got a Switch 2 edition, which is really exciting. Totally random, dropped on Twitter, adds 4K 60 FPS. No additional content updates, but I think they did go in and change some textures. It's $5, which I think is great. Anytime there's like a really cheap budget way for people to upgrade, I'm for it. It is unfortunate it's not free because a lot of the free upgrades, like they did with like Captain Toad, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, and so on, are the same thing, frame rate boost and visuals boost, but they're free. This one might have required a little more work because, like I said, people that have analyzed the upgraded edition have noticed that the textures were redone. $5 is really not that bad. It's the same price as like the Animal Crossing one, so I'm totally okay with it. Other than that, something crazy that happened was last night, at least as of the day I'm recording this, at like 2 a.m., Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen randomly dropped on the Switch eShop, which we did talk about being a rumor last week that this was going to happen for Pokemon Day. I don't know if this was an accident. I think it was, and they kind of quickly made the most of it and made it seem like it was intentional, but they show up on the eShop. Obviously, everyone starts posting about it. I get a Nintendo Today notification on my phone that FireRed and LeafGreen are available now, which isn't true. They somehow went up for pre-order they're releasing after the Pokemon Presents, which was also announced last night, after these games were maybe accidentally put up on the eShop, which is happening on Pokemon Day. So they're still a week away from coming out. They randomly show up on the eShop. Pokemon does post about it, and Nintendo account posts about it. We don't know if this was on purpose or not. They add Fire Red and Leaf Green to Nintendo Music. And like I said, a couple hours later, they announced that there will be a Pokemon Presents on Pokemon Day, which obviously we knew was coming. It happens every year, but the timing was so strange. In any case, whether that was on purpose or not, or it was accidentally uploaded early, I'm really excited for that. It's about time we've had classic Pokemon games available on Switch. They are $20 each, which is a little steep. I think that $10 would have been a lot more fair because these games are quite old at this point, 20 something years old. And it's a little touchy because we have like the Nintendo Switch Online service with the Game Boy Advance games. These are Game Boy Advance games. What we're probably looking at here is a little bit of that Pokemon premium price. Everything Pokemon these days is expensive and sells like crazy. And I think they're also doing this because if they were to come to the Switch Online app, people would be able to use Rewind and like Shiny Hunt way easier, clone Pokemon with save states. And since these games are going to be supported with Pokemon Home, so you can transfer Pokemon from them to like ZA, Scarlet Violet, and so on, they wouldn't want you to be able to just endlessly clone Pokemon, which does make sense. But $20, a little steep. Not that big of a deal though. They could have been more expensive. Buying a physical copy of these games nowadays is like probably around $100, if not more. So it is what it is, and I'm really happy about it. I'm just stoked to be able to play Fire Red and Leaf Green. Fire Red was actually my first Pokemon game. We had a friend at the church I went to growing up who one day gave me a red Pokemon Game Boy Advance and Pokemon Fire Red. Like the Game Boy is like a reddish orange color, and I was mesmerized. I was amazed. I was like 5, so I didn't really know how to properly play the game, so I just leveled up my Charizard and ignored all of my other Pokemon. But it is one of my favorite memories, and being able to play that again on Switch is going to be awesome. So I'm happy about that. I quickly want to walk back to the Xenoblade Chronicles X Switch 2 edition. Um, I'm really happy about that. I wish that I could jump in and play it now, but like I mentioned in a few of the previous episodes, I'm waiting for the whole series to get the Switch 2 upgrade because I'm probably three-quarters of the way through Xenoblade Definitive Edition, so Xenoblade 1, and I don't want to jump into X right now without having finished that first, especially now that this has opened the door for other Switch 2 editions. The whole trilogy of games deserves Switch 2 upgrades, and Xenoblade Chronicles X looks amazing. It already ran amazing on Switch 1, so this just gives me all the hope in the world that Definitive Edition will get it too, as well as Xenoblade 2 and 3. They really deserve it. Those games are great, and I can't wait to see them running better. And yeah, like I said, I wish I could play Xenoblade Chronicles X right now. I just can't do it. I have to stay strong. I have to wait for Xenoblade 1 to get the upgrade 2. And when I'm done with that, then I can play X. Hopefully, I can go in release order. And maybe by then, it'll be time for Xenoblade 4. Last bit of news this week. The Virtual Boy is out now. People weren't sure. There was kind of conflicting news sources on this, but you do need the hardware even to play the games on like the Virtual Boy app on your Switch. So you can use Labo VR, you can use the cardboard Virtual Boy headset or the actual plastic hardware that they sold. It does kind of suck that they're making you need another piece of hardware to use this. They could have easily added an option where the Virtual Boy screen is just one single screen. Basically, when you open the app up, all you see are two tiny mirrored screens. So, like the red and blue, think red and blue 3D movie glasses. You need the glasses in order to see properly, just like you do at the movies with those 3D glasses. So, that sucks. Maybe they'll update it in the future and make it so that you don't need the hardware to use it. Who knows? Maybe this is just a way for them to force us to have to buy one of the Virtual Boy hardware kits, but it could be worse. At least they gave us a cardboard option, and we don't all have to fork over $100. But if the Virtual Boy games interested you and you don't have the hardware, very sorry. Again, hopefully they update that later. That's it for the news. A couple of crazy things there. Um, Rumors and leaks for this week. Not a whole lot. The same old, same old. People are still causing these rumblings about a Nintendo Direct happening. I think that Nintendo is totally content just dropping things on Twitter, as we've seen this week with FireRed and LeafGreen, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and so on. But some people are still holding out hope. Who knows? Nobody really reliable has said anything on it. I think they're going to wait a little longer, at least until March, and they might not do anything until the summer. They could just keep giving us Twitter updates. Either way, I'm okay. I'm content. I'm excited for Pokopia. I've got lots of games I'm playing now with Animal Crossing and Metroid and now Mario Tennis Fever, so I'm content. Zelda's 40th anniversary is tomorrow, as of the day I'm recording this, so people are suspecting that there could be some sort of an announcement. I would at least like them to acknowledge it, because 40 is a big deal. They do it for Mario. I would really appreciate if they did it for Zelda, at least like putting a nice video together that was heartfelt, showing the series the love it deserves. That would be enough for me, but I would totally love like a line of products, new books, like a Hyrule Historia, and obviously a game. The Ocarina of Time remake, that would be my dream game. If they could do that, that would be great. Lots of people talking about it in the rumors, leaks world, but again, nobody with a super high amount of credibility has said anything, so I guess we'll see. The other option is they just wait to talk about Zelda's 40th until they're ready to do another direct, which again could be in the summer, but hopefully it's sooner. We'll see. I'd also like to quickly touch on the Pokemon Presents, which is happening on the 27th on Pokemon Day. This episode will be the last one to come out before that airs, so all throughout my predictions, I actually think this is going to be a big one. I think that we're definitely going to see Generation 10 be revealed, like we've talked about before, and I'm really excited for that. If the leaks and what the leakers are saying are anything to go by, I think it's going to be visually really nice. Like, I think the games will look good. I'm going to predict now that it's going to be a Switch 2 only release. So I think they'll still do two versions, whether it be Wind and Waves, like they say in the leaks, or something else. I think there will still be two versions, but they'll be Switch 2 only. A lot of people are iffy on that because a lot of people have the Switch 1, but I think they're going to do the Switch 2 thing. It'll kind of help people move over from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. And I think that them having the extra power to work with will prevent something like what happened with Scarlet and Violet from happening again, where they don't run well on release. So we'll see. So I think we're going to get that. Obviously, they're going to promote Pokemon Pokopia a little bit more, and I'm excited for that because I'm already blown away by what I've seen from that game, and I cannot wait to play it. And then, yeah, we got Fire Red and Leaf Green announced a week early for some reason. I hope that because they were randomly dropped at the early hours in the morning a week early, they don't take up time in the presentation, but they might. Um, I'm really only confident in predicting that we'll get Generation 10 revealed a little more on Pokopia, and I think that they'll give like a release date for Pokemon Champions, their new free-to-play mobile and Switch battle focus game. I think it's time for more info on that. I could maybe see another spin-off title being announced, but we've already got a lot going on with Pokopia, so if anything, it'd be like Pokemon Pinball or something, or maybe another game comes to Nintendo Switch Online, whether it be Game Boy or GameCube, Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, or Battle Revolution. I think we still need release dates for those, so I could see that happening as well. But those are my predictions, so we'll see how those hold up next week. Real quick, I've got a couple questions for the community. So, what are your thoughts on the Fire Red Leaf Green pricing? What do you think? Is $20 what you expected? Do you think it's outrageous? Do you not care? Let me know. Like I said, I think it could be way worse. I wish they were closer to $10, but 20 is not terrible. For 20 though, I'm only getting one version. I'm not going to get one of each, but I'm actually having a hard time deciding which one. I have the connection to Fire Red because that was the first Pokemon game I played when I was very small, but I really like Venusaur these days, and green is like my second favorite color behind orange. But again, Charizard's orange. I don't know. I'll probably end up going with Fire Red because of nostalgia, but choices, man. And the other question for this week is, what do you guys think about game chat if you've had a chance to use it? Thoroughly impressed with game chat. I think every time I use it, it works well. The noise canceling is crazy good. Even if your Switch is like 10 feet away from you, the microphone on there, whatever technology they're using, picks up your voice and isolates it crazy good. It's basically like a built-in Discord, and you can share your screen. And with game chat, you can game share as well. So some games you can play online through game chat, and only one person has to have a copy of the game for you to play multiplayer. Really love game chat. Let me know what you guys think if you've used it. Um, Couple additional quirky side notes here. I can confirm that the Super Mario Galaxy movie body wash and deodorant smells good. We did get to smell them at the store. Couldn't find the Yoshi cookies. I've been looking. If we do find the Yoshi cookies, I will post a picture of us making them because my girlfriend and I love those little Pillsbury sugar cookies. They're really good. Um, I didn't like Brooklyn Bounce. That's the Yoshi one. I didn't like that one as much, but it still smelled nice. The Cosmic Quest one, the one with Mario on it, smelled like the generic men's 5-in-1 body wash, shampoo, conditioner, everything. The peach one smelled really nice. I don't know exactly what berry it smelled like, but it smelled like berries. It was good. And the Luigi one was my favorite. It's something to do with like desert sand. That one smelled really good as a body wash and a deodorant. So, can confirm they smell nice if you guys are out there and you see them in the wild. Last little note here before we wrap things up. I'm going to put my friend code up on screen now. Feel free to add me. Please share this podcast with anyone you think would be interested in listening. You can listen on Spotify, you can listen on YouTube. The video version is available on both. You can switch between audio and video on Spotify. I'm really trying hard to get a community built up here. I would love to do some sort of a game night. We can play Kirby Air Riders, we can play Mario Kart, we can play Mario Tennis Fever, anything, Pokopia when it comes out. And I would love to have more of a discussion going on in these episodes. So again, please share this with anyone who you think is interested in listening to this. I'm trying to put lots of passion and effort into these episodes, and I hope you guys enjoy. Other than that, I just want to let you guys know, have a great week. Take care, stay safe out there, and we will see you next week, Pokemon Day. We should have a ton of news to talk about then. And maybe we'll even touch on FireRed, LeafGreen, if there were any changes in those versions on the Switch at all. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.